Welcome back, everybody, to WagerTalk TV. My name is Ross the Boss Benjamin of WagerTalk.com. It's Thursday and it's April, or excuse me, April. I'll be okay after the operation. It's October the 23rd, and I got two college football games on the Saturday, October 25th card. They come in contest between number 5 Ole Miss and number 14 Oklahoma, and also nationally ranked South Florida takes on Memphis. Can Memphis bounce back after a shocking loss last week as a 24-point favorite? It was their first loss of the year at UAB, a team that had just fired their head coach prior to that game. Or on the other hand, Ole Miss, can they rebound after a gut-wrenching loss to Georgia? A game they led going into the fourth quarter and was outscored 17-0 in the fourth quarter. And not only did they lose the game, they failed to cover as an underdog. And will Oklahoma's defense bow up and slow down this high-powered Ole Miss offense? I have those answers and much more. So stay tuned. Just a couple friendly reminders, and then we'll get into the games and the analysis on why I like each of the picks that I'm making. All right, so if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please take a second to do so. You'll see a subscribe button right in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Click on that. It's absolutely free. There's no strings attached. There's no hidden agenda. You'll be privy to some of the best sports betting experts in all the world right here at Wager Talk TV. And make your life easier. Hit that notification bell for Wager Talk TV once you subscribe, and you'll be notified immediately upon any of our content going up on our great channel. Also, be kind enough to give me a like, folks. We've been doing tremendous with these free picks, especially last week. And then over since the NBA Finals of last year, we've been on a terrific run with these free picks. Somebody asked me yesterday what my free pick record was. I could tell you since the NBA Finals, it is easily over 60%, and I'm probably being very conservative when doing so. But if you want to check the results or anything I've done in the past to confirm what I'm telling you, no problem. You can go to wt.buzz/RossTV, wt.buzz/RossTV. That's my personal link for Wager Talk TV. You'll see all the videos that I have put up over the last year and a half or so, if you so choose. Anyway, let us know who you like in Week 9 college football action. Leave your comments or picks in the comments section, and continue to be nice to each other, folks. Continue to be respectful. We're not always going to agree. It's sports betting. We know everybody has, a lot of people have different opinions, I should say, and that's okay. It's just let it prompt a healthy conversation instead of a war. There's no need to be vulgar. There's no need to be demeaning. There's no need to be disrespectful. So again, hit that like button for me, folks. Appreciate it. And leave your picks in the comments section that you like in Week 9 college football action. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes, as I like to say. Let's start with the game between Memphis and South Florida. South Florida definitely played the tougher schedule thus far, and a lot of that is encompasses the first three games they played this season. But this game is at Memphis, which is important because we're going to get to that home field advantage in a second. Game is slated to kick off at noon Eastern time, and right now South Florida is a 5-point favorite. Like I alluded to at the top, Memphis coming up a shocking 31-24 loss at UAB as a 24-point favorite. And clearly they were looking ahead to this showdown with South Florida. But here's the thing with Memphis. Even with that loss, with a win against South Florida, they still control their own destiny and to get to the American Conference Championship game. If they win on Saturday, two of their last four games are versus Navy and Tulane, who are a combined 7-0 in conference play so far. So again, a lot of urgency and desperation on the side of Memphis. They're coming off an embarrassing loss. They're playing at home. And like I stated before, Home field advantage comes into play when handicapping this game. Memphis 3-0 straight up in ATS at home this year, including an upset win as a 7.5 point underdog against Arkansas. Since 2017, Memphis is 40-7 straight up at home versus FBS opponents, and that includes 8-0 straight up since the start of last season. I'm bringing up the straight up numbers, folks, because they're an underdog in this game. So that takes on added significance. During that same time frame, they're 8-2 against the spread as a home underdog, and they won 6 of those 10 games outright. And in those 10 games, they were an underdog of 9.5 or less on each occasion. So it's not like they were getting double-digit numbers and covering after losing by 2 touchdowns. They've been right there. They won 6 of the 10 and 8 of 10 covers as a home dog, including, like I said, this year knocking off Arkansas at home as a 7.5 point dog. South Florida, like I stated, they played a tougher schedule on paper, and you could just look at their first 3 games of the season. They win at home against Boise State as an underdog. They go to Gainesville and knock off the Gators as an 18-point underdog. But against Miami, they were just absolutely blown off the map as Miami just dominated that game from start to finish. But, again, you look at those 2 wins against Boise and Florida. Boise's a good team. There's no 2 ways about it. I had them last week against UNLV. However, you would be foolish to think that this year's version of the Boise State Broncos is comparable to last year's version that went to the college football playoff. Not quite as strong as they've been with when we remember some of the stronger Boise teams over the last decade, including last year. Florida, on the other hand, Billy Napier's in big trouble. So it's not like the Gators are a nationally ranked team or nationally ranked caliber. They did pull off an upset a couple of weeks ago against Texas. But again, this Florida team leaves a lot to be desired. So I give South Florida credit for those big wins, and it certainly looks very good on the resume, but let's not get carried away with that. Their last 3 games against Charlotte, who's 1-6, FAU 3-4, in North Texas, who's having a great year, but North Texas outscores people. Their defense is absolutely horrible, and South Florida certainly exposed that in that win against North Texas, although North Texas put up huge offensive numbers against the South Florida defense. I'm going to take the home underdog here, folks. It wouldn't shock me if we pull off the outright upset for all the reasons I had just alluded to throughout my analysis. But I'll take the points, and I won't get greedy. Memphis plus the 5 versus South Florida on Saturday, October the 25th. All right, before I get to Ole Miss and Oklahoma, a couple friendly reminders, folks. Weekend Warrior packages have been selling like hotcakes, and for good reason when it comes to myself, I should say. $49, a Weekend Warrior special. It includes everything I put out on Saturday in college football, Sunday in the NFL, and Monday in the NFL. It also includes any 5% best bets that I put out. And why should you consider buying that from me? Well, since September 11th, my college football and NFL are a combined 31-15, 67%. Last week, I went 4-1 in the NFL, 2-1 in college football, although my one NFL winner occurred on a Thursday. So again, 3-0 on Sunday, lost the Monday night game, but 5-2 with the Weekend Warrior special, making my clients close to 10 units in net profit. So $49, folks. You can't beat that. Great deal. Also, don't forget, you can go in for my annual package, 365 days of all my picks in all sports. Great deal. Normally $19.99. Right now, you can get it for $14.99. That's the best deal on the board, folks. When you really do the math and you look at my records in all sports over the last 5 months, It's been on a terrific run, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. You might get a bump in the road here and there, but overall, I mean, we're looking at close to 60% winners since May the 13th of this year and up over 131 units of net profit. So, what you need to do to get that $500 off is once you purchase, click on the buy now button for $14.90 or $19.99 for the 365-day all access pass. You type in save 500, save SAVE 500 at checkout, and you will receive $500 off, taking that price down to $14.99. Not only will you get the next 365 days of all sports picks from myself, you'll also get a 25% bonus coupon that over the next 365 days as well. Any purchase from anybody else beside myself at WagerTalk.com, you're going to get 25% off, whether that's a daily or subscription plan. Take advantage of this offer, folks. It's a great, great offer. Number one in college football last year in win percentage and also in units earned. Right now, number two in college football with a 21-11 record for the season. It's good for 66%. Now on an 81-46 college football run, that's good for 64%. And folks, since September 9th of 2023, my college football premium picks 147-96, 61%, and up 112.55 units. Just absolutely outstanding stuff, making my clients a ton of money and certainly filling my pockets as well. In the NFL, don't sleep on the NFL with me. I'm 12-5 since week 3 of the NFL this season. So take advantage of those offers. NBA, by the way, folks, going on right now, 2-0 so far in the NBA. Winners in each of the last 2 days. I am passing in the NBA tonight, but I'm on a 16-5 NBA run going back to last year. That's 76%. And folks, right now I have a Thursday NFL winner up in the game between Minnesota and the Los Angeles Chargers. You can get it right now for $25 at my direct link to make it easy, wt.buzz/RB, wt.buzz/RB. All right, let's get to the next game, which is a good one. Ole Miss, number 5 in the country, coming off their first loss of the season against Georgia last week. And they're going to be traveling to Norman, Oklahoma to take on the number 14 Oklahoma Sooners. Again, this one is also a noon Eastern time kickoff. This line opened at -4 for Oklahoma being the favorite. They're now up to -5.5. And you look at just on the surface, you have the higher rated team, number 5 Ole Miss, at 6-1 as a 5.5 point underdog against the lower rated team at number 14 Oklahoma, who's also 6-1. So right there alone, I always say, think like it's an odds maker, folks. And when it comes to these polls, AP, coaches poll, all that, I trust the odds makers a heck of a lot more than the people who vote in these polls. So that's significant to me that Oklahoma is not only a favorite, but they're a favorite of almost a touchdown. Ole Miss, I look at their mental state of mind right now, and I think they're going to be a little bit fragile going into this game. Why do I say that? Well, their last 2 games, you have, first of all, 2 weeks ago, as a 32.5 point favorite, they barely squeaked by Washington State, winning that game by 3, 24-21, I believe was the final score. And then last week, they went on the road at Georgia and were leading 35-26 going into the fourth quarter. Georgia scored 17 unanswered points, and Ole Miss fell 43-35. And not only did they lose that game, but they failed to cover as a 7-point dog. This is also, if Ole Miss has a flaw, they could be vulnerable defensively. Okay, they've allowed 2 games where they've allowed over 500 yards this year, and also you look at time of possession last week against Georgia, and I think that Oklahoma will certainly try to take advantage of this with their running game. Um, Time of possession last week, Georgia had the ball for 37 minutes and 39 seconds as compared to Ole Miss, 22 minutes and 21 seconds. When time of possession is that lopsided, and it was against Washington State as well, who had the ball for more than 5 minutes than Ole Miss had, it wears down your defense later in the game. Speaking of defense, Oklahoma's defense is extremely good. They're number one in total defense in the country, allowing just 213 yards per game. Number one in scoring defense at 9.4 yards per game. And number one in pass defense at 108 yards per game. And when you're facing a prolific air attack like Lane Kiffin has had at Ole Miss since he arrived, that pass defense number really speaks loudly to me. And I'm not saying that they're going to hold Ole Miss to 108 yards per game, but I'm going to tell you, I thoroughly believe they're going to hold Ole Miss well below their scoring average and well below their average passing yards in this contest. I mentioned that this line opened as Oklahoma being a 4-point favorite, now to 5.5. A lot of early sharp money going the way of the Sooners, including mine, folks. And the source that I use for betting splits, meaning the volume of tickets and the amount of money bet on a specific game, show more than 60% of tickets bet and over 60% of money wagered has gone the way of Ole Miss. Yet this line went from 4 to 5.5, is what we call reverse line movement, and that's a small indicator. It's not everything, but it's certainly a small indicator that sharp money has gone the way of Oklahoma, and a lot of that went down early, like I did as well. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma here, folks, minus 5.5 over Ole Miss. So my two free picks for Saturday, the 25th, will be on Memphis plus the 5 at home against South Florida, and also Oklahoma minus 5.5 versus Ole Miss. Don't forget to give the video a like, and don't forget to take advantage of all those special offers. $49 Weekend Warriors special, all Saturday college football, Sunday NFL, Monday NFL, from yours truly, including 5% best bets, and also college football on a great run. So again, folks, hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Until the next time, for Wager Talk TV and Ross Benjamin, take care and God bless, folks.